session, we looked at how to use R to generate visualizations for the sentiment score and also the sentiment polarity. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to generate the same visualizations using Tableau. Let's load our dataset first. We're going to use the output file we have generated from R, the data for tableau.csv file for this visualization. So let's load the text file first. So let's click text file and choose data for tableau.csv. So right now you will see that in here the data is not being correctly recognized because the default text qualifier in Tableau is different from the one we're using for that output file. So let's change that. Right-click on the data for tableau.csv and choose text file properties. So let's change the text qualifier from automatic to the double quotation mark. Now you will see that our data can be correctly recognized. Now we can start to generate our visualization. So we are first going to create a bar chart for the sentiments polarity. So there are two ways to generate this bar chart. I'm going to show you both of them. So let's take a look at the first way, which is to use the three columns, the three sentiment polarity columns. So let's drag these three columns to the rows. And we can combine them into the same bar chart by dragging the y-axis and combining them all together. So now we can also use the measure names as the color. So we will have three different colors for this visualization. This is the first way. The second way, let's create another bar chart. So the second way, we are going to use the sentiment polarity column for our visualization. So what we will do is that we will drag the sentiment polarity, which is here, to the columns. And then for the rows, we are going to use the data for tableau.csv count. So this counts the number of observations in each category. And again, we can actually use the sentiment polarity as our color. And this will give us the same plot as the previous one. So now we will be using the same method to create a bar chart for the sentiment score. So what we will do is that we will drag the sentiment score to the columns. In order to make it into bar chart, we need to change this into dimension, and we'll also change it to a categorical variable, which is discrete. And now if we drag the count for each category to the rows, we will have the bar chart ready. And you can also use the sentiment score as the color. You can change the color palette if you want. You can click here and choose Edit Colors to change different color scheme. The last one is the pie chart. So we can rename this as pie chart for sentiment polarity. If you remember from previous labs, we have talked about how to create pie charts. So let's do a recap on that. So we'll be dragging the sentiment polarity to the columns, and we are going to use the count as our row. And in here, we can click the Show Me and choose Pie Chart. And of course, we can change this to entire view so you will have a bigger image in here. Now, if you want to add the percentage as the label, we can do that. So we can add the sentiment polarity as the label, and then we can drag the count as the label as well. In here, we will need to change the count to quick table calculation percentage of total. And we are all set for this Tableau visualization.